Hello? Hello? Are we on? Are we good? We're good? Okay. Okay. Hi everybody. It's Cubbie and this is Cubbie Cuddles Your Brain. I started to make this scope a few minutes ago, but I kind of had a technical difficulty and I got cut off after a few minutes. So we're gonna give this another shot. So first of all, um, you might notice that I don't really look like a tiger cub today, cleverly, because I am trying on my Halloween costume, to see if this is my final choice, and I think it probably will be. And Rebecca helped me make it because I decided that I wanted to go as cheese. So I am, if you can see, it's I am a slice of cheese. Is that I'm so psyched about doing this for Halloween, and so but I was also reading on the internet that when you have a costume, that it's not enough to just have a costume anymore. It has to be sexy. And I don't know. I think like maybe that's like putting a little too much pressure on everybody to be like sexy and appealing to others all the time. But like you used to just be able to be like, pirate or Dracula or ninja or doctor or whatever, and that was enough. That was enough. But it's not anymore. Like now you have to be like sexy dark killer of the night, or like sexy blood drinker, or Dr. Love, and whatever. And I don't know. I think it's a little bit silly, but I want to play by the rules. I do not want to be left out of Halloween party games and fun. So I asked Rebecca to help me, and so she put on here. You can see it says "Ooh la la," and so now I'm sexy cheese. I'm sexy cheese because I'm French. Do you get it? Because Rebecca says like that everything French is sexy. So if you make it French, it's gonna be sexy. So now I am sexy cheese and I am all set. So I'm feeling pretty good about this costume, and I'm feeling pretty boss, to be really honest. So now let's get right underway before it gets too late. And I'm going to give you some top tips for Halloween safety, because Halloween is a lot of fun, but it can also be a pretty dangerous night. And there's a lot of shenanigans and a lot of pranks, and people get drunk and they make very poor choices, and a lot of crazy stuff happens, and so you just need to be a little bit extra careful. You know what I'm saying? So, so let's get started with my top tips for Halloween safety. Okay, so first of all, very important, travel in pairs, at least. In groups is okay too, but use the buddy system. I'm gonna tell you why. This is very important to be safe, because you might have a situation where there's an alien or a shape-shifting monster, and you never know when they're going to decide that you are the person that they are going to steal your identity. And identity theft is a big problem in this country, but really on Halloween, it's like, that's like the one time, like, you really have to be concerned about, like, body snatching, and like pod people and shapeshifters and things get all just confusing. So you want a buddy who can vouch for you. And and you want to be able to vouch for them and be like, no, like definitely this is Bob because Bob was with me the whole time. And that empty-eyed husk is not Bob. I don't care what he says or how many questions he could answer correctly. That is not Bob having a bad day after work and like his life is empty and so he's glassy and hollow-eyed. He's a pod person. So just like I have been with Bob all day. And I don't think that you should have too much trouble finding like one person or a couple people that you could spend one day with. It's just 24 hours and it's for your safety. So unite against pod people is what I'm saying. Okay, so let's move on to top tip number 2 because I won't take too long tonight. So this one is kind of weird. And I included this because it's like in every Halloween safety list that I've ever seen, and I'm not really sure why it's specific to Halloween, but everybody's always like, make sure you have a fireproof costume or you use fire retardant material. We're not supposed to say the R word anymore, so let's just say fireproof, because that's nicer, but, so I don't know why, people would, like, set their clothes on fire more often on Halloween than, like, any other night, but apparently that's a problem, because that's, like, a big deal on, like, a Halloween safety list, so I'm including it because I don't know, like, maybe this is, like, a thing, like, maybe like, people think it's, like, a funny prank, like, hey, let's go set Joe on fire, or something, or, like, hey, like, there's a candle flame, like, let's see if it actually inflames my clothes, oh, it does, and now I'm dead, like, I don't know why this is a Halloween thing, but yeah, so just, you would think that would go without saying, or else like when you just like went clothes shopping, like the clerk would be like, did you make sure that you're buying fireproof clothing in case you are a dummy and like routinely set yourself on fire? And they don't do that, and maybe it's because that hurts sales, but apparently, like, that's a thing for Halloween. So, just be careful and make sure that you cannot easily self-immolate. So there's that. So that is top tip number 2. Okay, moving on. So, number 3, if you are trick-or-treating and you get apples, you should inspect what you get very carefully. And, actually, I'm not saying that, like, there's something, like, special or magical about apples. Like, everybody acts like, if you don't get apples, like, magically you're safe because, like, crazy killers only would put like bad stuff in apples and like razor blades and poison and like whatever, and like who came up with this whole razor blade thing anyway? Like that's ridiculous. Like, who can't look at an apple and be like, oh gee, there's this giant slice in my apple with juice dribbling out of it. Why don't I just take a big juicy bite right out of there? Like, that seems safe. No, like, that's just stupid. I don't even know who came up with that. So I'm not warning you because I think that like apples are some kind of magical vehicle for like snakes or pissed off evil queens who are jealous or crazy razor blade killers to get you or anything like that. Like, let's not be ridiculous here. No, the point is, if somebody's giving you apples, then probably you should check your bag because they are probably Whole Foods hippies, and they also slipped you some literature about, how your candy is full of chemicals and fake food and high fructose corn syrup, and it's just like a buzzkill. Like, it's Halloween. I just want to like gorge on my candy until I pass out in front of a scary movie and have nightmares, and then Rebecca has to like use the monster spray so that I can go back to sleep, and that's all I want. Like, why would you spoil that fun, hippies? So just be careful because they're a little sneaky about stuff like that. And, so, uh, and do not engage. Do not engage a Whole Foods hippie who gave you apples about like GMOs and additives and stuff like that. If they start talking to you about it, just like point past them and be like, "Oh my God, it's a Monsanto lawyer!" And then like run really fast in the opposite direction. That is the only thing that you can do to preserve your Halloween fun. Okay, so my battery's getting a little low, so I'm gonna move on real quickly. So also. Number 4, top tip number 4, do not, especially, this is really kind of a general safety thing, but on Halloween, do not read, if you find a book that is clearly bound in human skin, don't read aloud from it. Don't do it. It's just not a good idea. It's really pretty much a bad idea at any time, but it's an especially bad idea at Halloween. And here's the thing, like, if you summon a demon, like, which is dumb to begin with, but, like, everybody's all like, "Oh my God, you gotta summon a demon, and they're coming, like, and massacre everything, and steal your soul, and blah, blah, blah." Yeah, well, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna say, like, you don't know where you pulled them from. Like, you just, like, yanked them out of whatever they're doing. Like, they might have been, like, in a good bath, like, reading, like, a romance novel, or, having a glass of wine and unwinding after a long day. They might have been peeing, or like maybe they were like talking to their boyfriend on the phone or something, and you just like yanked them out of their plane of existence and brought them here and like tried to bind them and be like, "Go do my bidding, evil demon." And you would, like, I would be pissed off too. So like I'm not gonna victim blame or anything, but I'm just saying, like, if you read aloud from a book that is bound in the flesh of the dead, like, you probably should know that you are not getting into anything good, and there's a lot of heartache that could probably have been avoided by just not doing that. Just, like, like, if you have to read a normal book, okay? Read your Kindle. Like, nobody, to my knowledge, has summoned a demon from a Kindle yet. So, just stay safe, stay electronic for Halloween. It's one day out of the year, okay? Okay, good. So, final top tip before I run out of battery here. And this one is also very important. Ask before you kick ass. And so normally, when it comes to like monsters and killers and zombies and stuff like that, like, don't ask questions. You just like attack and get out of there. And if they go down, do not check to make sure whether they're really dead. Just go. Or, well, like, hopefully you did a good enough job. I don't know, like, you should, like, make sure that you wipe them out, but then don't, like, nudge them with your toe or something stupid like that, because that's just asking for trouble. But, see, here's the thing. On Halloween, a lot of people dress up like monsters and zombies and stuff, and some people are pretty convincing actors. Like improv theater is a real thing, you guys. It's a real thing. So, what I'm saying is, you could get a very expensive lawsuit or have your party time curtailed with a trip to jail if you do not do your due diligence. And it's very simple. Like, if somebody's coming at you and they seem like a monster and it seems like they might actually be for real, then, and you're really scared and you want to attack them, it takes you 2 seconds to be like, hey, I'm gonna attack you, like, for serious, so if you're wearing a costume, now would be a good time to tell me. And just give them a chance. And like, back up while you're doing it and show them that you are ready to be all like, and like kick a whole lot of butt if you need to. Like, show them you're serious, but just like hold your nougat for 2 seconds and ask them if they are wearing a costume. And if you sound sufficiently frightened, then they should be like, no, it's Janice from accounting. Ha! And you're like, ha, Janice, you're a dick. You're a real dick. And she's like, oh, but I've been taking improv classes. And you're like, you're still a dick. And, but at least now you know, and you didn't, like, beat up your coworker, who was really just trying to get into the spirit of Halloween. So, the rest of the year, you see a monster, probably a monster. Halloween, you see a monster, could be Janice accounting. Just check and be sure. Takes 2 seconds, due diligence, just do it. Okay, so, I'm pretty sure that I'm just about out of juice here, so I'm going to wrap this up and say thank you to everybody who joined me. Sean, this one's for you, because I know you love you some Cubbie, so hi, Sean! And I will see you all next time, and talk to you soon. Bye!